Now, today's focus is going to be on writing. I think very soon. Now it's already almost end of August, and your first paper, which is English, will be on the last few days of September, isn't it? Okay, let me just double check your schedule. Yeah. Okay, English oral is over. Okay, Charlotte is here. Let me admit her first. English paper, it's wait, sorry. Yeah, English oral is over. English listening paper is on 15 September, which is in another 2, 3 weeks' time. And then your written examination, which is your paper one and two, right? Compo as well as your main paper, both are on 28th September, which actually effectively leaves us with exactly almost 1 month to go only, right? Which means we only have 4 more lessons, yeah? So please just pay a lot of attention to what we're going to go through today, because in terms of writing, I think we've come to the last part of the structure. Okay, we have introduced introductory paragraph. We've talked about how to create rising action, how to create climax, right? And now we're going to talk about how to create a falling action as well as writing a conclusion. Okay. Mm, I would think that writing a conclusion, you might think that, oh, there's only one way, which is just to summarize everything, whatever that you want to say. Okay, but there are actually certain approaches that we can take to write a good conclusion. All right. Okay, before that, I think we will touch on your grammar MCQs first. Okay, so did you notice the briefcase on the seat? What? Her. Any volunteers would like to try? Yes, Wilmer. Wilmer raised up his hands. Yes.
Right. Beside.
Very good. Okay. Right. Of course, besides does not really mean a preposition. Okay. Besides actually can actually be an adjective as well. Um, I wouldn't say it's adjective, but it's more like an adverbial or rather an adverb. Okay, because it's not an adverbial phrase. A phrase is when there are two or more words. Okay, so in this case, it can be an adverb. Beneath her, of course, is another preposition, but in this case, it's not so suitable, right? Across as well. So it has to be beside. Okay, beside has a totally different meaning from besides. Yeah. Okay, next one. The author, what this novel is a very insightful person. I see someone typing in the chat. Who's that? Salman says B. Yes, Wilma says B as well. Very good. Okay, the author of this novel. And usually novels are made out of a few chapters. Okay, and it has to be a continuous story. Yeah. Okay, so the author of this novel is a very insightful person. Now, next one, as we cycled the final stretch of lane before the main road, we could hear the birds chirping. As we cycled, let me see, where is D? Okay, Itong says D, Wilmer says D. Anyone else? Okay. Yep, you're right, because when we're talking about lane, it will be along. Okay, I think all these are prepositions that you are very familiar with by now. Uh, if it is along, it's basically moving in a continuous or constant motion um, on a road, a path, or anywhere that's horizontal surface. Okay, so it's along. Answer is D. Very good. Okay, now next one. This is the shortest route that leads our home. Wilma says C, Salman says C, Itong says C. I guess we are quite consistent with this answer. Everybody says C, very good, because this route leads to, okay, leads to our home, because it leads, in this case, it's somehow like a connotation. These are words that belong together, right? It leads to something. So you need to know that, oh, these words exist together most of the time. Yeah, leads to. There's a pretty white flower growing what the weeds. Okay, I've received from Wilmer, Salman, Itong as well. Everyone says it's D. That's very well done. Okay. How come there are only the three of you contributing? I think, okay, Charlotte. Charlotte, if you'd like to, you can also contribute, okay? So yes, it's among the weeds, right? Because if you think about it, it is one in many. So among actually has a meaning of suited more or less central, right? It's centrally in relation to several other things. So of course, in this case, the several other things are the weeds, and then the white flower is actually situated more or less centrally. It's quite central. So it's among. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on to editing. I think by now you know that editing for your PSLE, okay, editing does not really comprise of punctuation. Editing can comprise of spelling error as well as grammatical error. Yeah. Can I have someone to read, please? Any volunteers for the first paragraph? Yes, Wilmer?
Ali had not played badminton in a long time. Studying for his year-end examination had taken up most of his time. Thankfully, that was all over now. So, when his friend Kevin called and invited him for a game that afternoon, Ali could not contain his excitement. So you're mute.
Teacher, you are mute.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was just saying, I saw your answers. I saw your answers in the chat, and I was just saying, in fact, for this practice here, most of the questions are spelling error. Okay, but you need to understand that for PSLE, it's not just spelling error that can come out, right? It is also your okay, let me see if I can find the exam PSLE English exam format. Because you need to know very well what you'll be tested on, right? Then you will know whether or not oh, it's not stated here very clearly. Okay, maybe I'll show it to you on the screen. Right? So you should know very clearly what you're tested on. Your paper one is actually your situational writing and your continuous writing, and you're given a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes, which means that you have to be very strategic about it because look at the marks allocated. Situational writing is only 15 marks. Continuous writing is 40 marks. So if you were to ask me, would I actually allocate my time half to both? Actually, I wouldn't. I will spend lesser time on situational writing because it's only 15 marks. I mean, 15 marks is still marks. You will still try to attain as high a score as possible. But you also have to be very exam smart. Okay, you only have 1 hour of 10 minutes. So I would suggest maybe just spending 20 minutes or so on your situational writing. And then the remaining time, which is like about 40 to 50 minutes, you should be spending it on your continuous writing. You don't really need to plan because planning takes time. Okay, how should I put it? You shouldn't be planning explicitly, but I'll still suggest for you to plan maybe just a short flow of what you're going to write about. At least have something in mind, but there's no need to like do a very elaborate planning with mind maps and all this. No need. Because if you think about it, you only have 1 hour, 10 minutes. Okay, so spend 20 minutes on your sit writing. Usually the answers are in the text. You just need to rephrase it and try to fit into the context. Then you get your sit writing marks. But for continuous writing, you probably want to spend a bit more time. Okay. Now, next one, your paper two. Paper two is the one I wanted to talk about. So if you look at editing, right? Editing is here. It's a total of 12 marks. That means there are 12 editing questions. Just now we did grammar close, right? We did grammar MCQ, right? Grammar MCQ is 10 marks. Vocabulary is 5 marks. And then vocabulary close 5 marks. Visual text is 8 marks. Okay? Then after that, we have your editing. Editing is 12 marks. And usually, editing does not just have spelling error, like I said. Sometimes it can be grammatical errors as well. Okay? Now, let's see. I'm going to move back to our this one. Examinations. These are all spelling words, spelling errors. Okay, anybody? Examinations. How do we spell that? Oh, Yitong spelled it already. Okay, one thing to take note of is that you must be consistent in terms of the tenses. So this one is examinations for his year-end examination. So you need to make sure that you have an S as well. Okay? Had taken up all of his time. Thankfully, this was all over now. So when his friend Kevin called and invited him, okay, Wilmer and Yitong invited. Ali could not contain his excitement. Yes, someone type excitement, not examinations. Okay, Ali, someone said, that was for the previous question. Okay, someone said contain his counted. No. Invited. No. Excitement. Yes. Okay, someone spelled it correctly. Okay, who would like to read the second paragraph? Yes, Salman.
Ali went to prepare his gear. He checked to make sure his sports shoes were still in good condition. Then, he counted the number of shuttlecocks he had. And lastly, he grabbed his racket from the storeroom. Teacher, if you're trying to speak to us, you're muted again.
Oh dear, so sorry. Yeah, so I was just apologizing to students who just came in. I think I've just enabled these participants to join. And the reason is because just now we were just very focused on our work. We actually covered 5 grammar MCQs already, which are actually relatively quite I would say quite easy and attainable. Okay, the reason why is because those are just on prepositions. I think prepositions are something that you are very familiar by now. So it's not something that you need to, you know, practice again, right? Before that, let me just quickly take your attendance. I have Heidi. I have Charlotte is here. Who else am I missing? Anjali. Okay, I don't have an Anjali on my list. And Wilmer is here. Priya is here. Hold on a second. Oh, Heidi. Okay, yes, Heidi. Wait, Anjali. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, Anjali left actually. I think because I don't have a name. Oh, okay, you just rename yourself, right? Okay, right. Let me see. Okay, great. I think we are good. Where was I? Okay. So someone has actually read paragraph 2 for us. I think he did a great job reading.